Well, good morning everybody. I have a real special one for you today. I am going to be doing a comparison between the 2020 TRK and the 2018 TRK. It makes it even more special because the bike that I'm going to be reviewing is actually being loaned to me by one of our viewers. So that makes it even more special for me that he's trusting me with his bike. So Mr. Amos, thank you very, very much. It is much appreciated, and I am really honoured that you trust me with your bike. So if that's something that you're looking forward to and are interested in, stay tuned. But first, roll the credits. Okay, so welcome back. As I said, today, very, very special day. Really looking forward to it. Going to be getting out on the new 2020 version of the TRK. I know there have been a few changes made to that model, but I won't go into them until I'm actually on the bike. I mentioned today that it was extra special because it's one of the viewers' bikes. Well, it's even more special because he's not just loaning me one bike, he's loaning me two bikes. I'm going to review the TRK today, and I am going to do his other bike, which I'm going to keep a mystery until it actually gets loaded up onto the channel. You will have to wait to see what it is, but I can guarantee you will be interested in it. What I can say is there aren't many of these bikes in the country, I believe, and there are very, very few and far between reviews of it on YouTube at the moment. So a bit of a skip there. So once again, a real big thank you to Russell. Thank you very much, mate. Okay, so here we are on the 2020 TRK 502X. So let's run through the differences that I can tell straight away from the bike. So working our way up from the bottom. First of all, the brakes. Now this is a new bike. It's only got 874 miles on the clock. So I'm imagining that, you know, I think the brakes should be bedded in. However, the brakes still feel a little bit soft to me. They're still very usable. They're not dangerous or anything like that, but compared to the 2018 that I ride, it does feel as though the brakes are a little bit on the soft side, but that could be down to them still being quite new. Handling wise, you won't be surprised to hear that the bike seems to handle exactly the same as the 2018 and 19 version, and I'm not surprised because I don't think they made any changes to the frame or the geometry of the bike, so you would expect them to handle the same. As for the seat, Russell has put a soft lower seat on this bike. I've been very interested in these seats. I was a little bit afraid, thinking that they may be a little bit hard, as perhaps they take a lot of foam out to actually lower the seat and make it a lower profile, so it'll be really hard seat to sit on. It's definitely firmer than the standard seat. However, I think if you're short of stature, the benefits you will get to it outweighs the firmness. I wouldn't say that it's that firm that it's uncomfortable. It's definitely worth the purchase if you are on the vertically challenged side of things. I should imagine that the seat that is on the standard version will be exactly the same as the 2018 one, comfort wise anyway. So not much to report there with the seat. Obviously with having a lower seat on, it makes the distance down to the foot pegs a lot shorter, so I do feel as though I'm a little bit cramped in the legs. However, you have to remember this bike isn't set up for me, it's set up for its owner, so I should imagine that the geometry, the distance between the seat and the pegs on the 2020 bike is exactly the same as the 2018 bike, if you don't mess around with it and install those seats. Looking up to the switch gear is very nice. I do like the switch gear. It's backlit, which is a really nice touch. You know, a lot more expensive bikes don't have that touch, and I really do like it. The switches themselves, I don't know what to make of them. They are very good quality when you touch them. They are very tactile. You get a nice tactile feel and snap to them when they're on and off. I don't know, there's something about the colours, that they've got these matte colours on them that it just makes them look a little bit cheap to me. But if I had the choice of having these on my bike, I would definitely go for them anyway, because I just love that they're backlit and it's such a great feature. The clock, looking down at the clock, we have a white background on the speedometer. Again, this is very subjective, by the way. You know, you might really love this, it's just down to your taste. I don't know, I can't make my mind up with it. I think because I'm so used to looking at my dash, it just looks a bit alien. So I'm out on that one. I don't know whether I like it or not, but it's definitely a different clock, as in with the colouring and the background. The layout, all the digital readout and everything is exactly the same. Okay, so here she is, everybody, the Benelli TRK 502X20 version. So looking for differences in the bike. So straight away we can see this area here, the engine cowling with the Benelli sign on. That is different. We've got like this black plastic cowling over the engine. It does look nice. I don't know whether I prefer it to the silver. I suppose that's just subjective on taste. Looking at the brakes look exactly the same. These rear foot pegs are totally different. They seem to have different rubber inserts and everything, so a little difference there. Looking at the brakes look to be exactly the same. However, I can say that on this bike they are a little bit soft compared to the 2018, but then again, this is quite a new bike, so we'll put it down to them not being bedded in yet. Exhaust wise, exhaust seems to look exactly the same. It's definitely giving the same engine tone and burble. The rear hugger on the wheel, exactly the same. Everything around the back looks exactly the same, and on this side of the bike, other than the rear foot peg, everything does look the same. One thing I will notice is they've done something with this stand. If you look, there is a different shape, and that improves the problem of this being in the way when you're trying to get your foot onto the center stand. So I do like that add-on there. Definitely a big improvement. The texture of the seat seems to be different on the back. This isn't a standard seat. This is a seat that the owner has put on, which is a lower seat, and I'll discuss that while we're actually riding on the bike. Looking down here, all these are backlit, so when we switch the ignition on, you can see them illuminate, and I do like that. I think that is a really, really nice touch. I'm not sure about the colour of the switches, but again, they feel good quality. They don't feel cheap, but I think the colour of them just makes them look a little bit cheap. However, that is very subjective, and you know, you may like them, so I can't really comment on that side. Quality wise, they do feel high quality switches. the levers have been put on by the owner, so they aren't standard. Looking at the dash, we've got this white background on the speedometer, the rev counter should I say. Again, I'm out on that one. I don't know whether I prefer it or not. I think it's just because I'm not used to it. So it does look good, it does look classy. And also the layout, once you switch the ignition on, the layout of the actual digital part is exactly the same, with all the lights and warning lights and everything around the top, exactly the same as the 2018. This bar here, again, exactly the same. One big thing that I think is an improvement are these, the handguards. I am very jealous of those, and I may look at updating mine along with the switch gear. Those feel very sturdy and just feel a far more better quality product than what is on the 2018 and 19, and I have to say they look a better quality as well. Very impressed with those. The screen isn't a standard screen. This is a screen that owner has put on. I've had one of these screens in the past. Again, they're good screens. It depends on your stature, how tall you are. I find them a little bit high for me. Headlights on the bike. The owner, like me on my 2018, he wasn't impressed with the headlights at all, so he has installed LED bulbs. He says that he hasn't ridden the bike enough in the dark to say whether they're a big improvement or not, so the jury's still out on the LED placement of light bulbs. Other than that, it's a fine looking bike. At the end of the day, it's a Benelli TRK. They haven't, as far as I know, really changed the geometry of the frame. They haven't changed the shocks in it or anything like that. So, you know, it rides pretty much like the 2018 and 19. So, you know, just to recap what you're getting with this bike, you're getting the different engine cowling, you're getting the different rear pegs. A big improvement, and it's only a little thing, but it's a massive improvement, is that centre stand pedal, so that you can get the centre stand down a lot easier. That is a really good improvement. These, excellent improvement. And then these backlit switch gear, excellent improvement. And you're getting that white rev counter on the clock. So all in all, oh, and the seat as well, don't forget the seat, the material's different on the seat. So all in all, there aren't a great deal of changes, but I think the changes that have been made to this bike are definitely for the better. You know, sometimes they just upgrade bikes just for looks and just to say that it's a different model, but these definitely have been improvements on the old bike. Exhaust wise, I think it's exactly the same exhaust. The exhaust note sounds exactly the same. I'm not getting the burble or the pops when I I'll lay off the revs now and see if it pops. Change down. Yeah, it's virtually, I would say it's virtually the same tone as it is on the 2018. Oh no, it looks like we're going to have some rain, would you believe it? There's no ABS switch on this bike, so I think that is most probably a step backwards. No switchable ABS. I can't comment about the levers because again Russell has put his own levers on this bike, so I don't know whether they've changed the levers or not on the 2020 compared to the 2018. Okay guys, just getting off the subject of the bike for a few minutes. I've had some comments left about arranging a ride out. I'm definitely up for this. If there are enough people that want to do it, I will definitely arrange a ride out. Leave me comments. What would you like it to consist of? Would you like it to be a weekender where we go and perhaps tour Saturday, stop somewhere Saturday night and then come back Sunday, or would you just like it to be a Sunday ride out? Also put your preferences down for if you would like to go on a weekend ride, whether you would like to camp or whether you'd like to stay in a hotel or a pub or something like that. So I'm definitely up for it guys, and I will arrange it if there are enough people who would like to do it. Give me the comments down below and I will look at some dates and see what we can get arranged for everybody. Well everybody, that concludes my assessment and comparison of the two bikes. Strangely enough, or really not strangely enough, the bikes aren't that different. I think that the upgrades that have been made are good upgrades. Sometimes you will get bikes that are upgraded just for looks and it doesn't really add anything to the bike. I think definitely the upgrades Benelli have made to this bike with the hand guards and the backlit switch gear, things like that, very good upgrades. I would like to have gone in and give it a really deep, in-depth road review. However, I don't see the point because it is so similar to the 2018 on performance and how it rides. Just go and look at that review. I'll put a link up on the screen now. So I would just like to take this opportunity to thank everybody for subscribing to the channel. We are well on our way to 1,500 subscribers now. Very pleased with that, and thank you very much for subscribing to the channel. If you have liked this video, please press the like button as it does help with the YouTube logarithm. Once again, I just want to extend my thanks to Russell Amos for lending me his bike and paying me the honour of trusting me with his baby. Other than that, there is not a great deal else to say, other than everybody ride safe, Bike Ride Reviews out.